Hey guys, this is David with the Mortgage Edge podcast brought to you by Click and Close Mortgage. Today, I got a very special lady. It was really hard for me to get her to stop what she's doing because she's so busy, but it's Chelsey Meredith out of Milton, Florida. Chelsey, what's going on?
Hi, David. I'm good. Just living the dream.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to take a few minutes out of your day to talk to us today. So let's talk a little bit about your real estate journey, Miss Big Shot, because you're doing a lot of great things out there. Um, How long have you been a realtor? That's always the first question I ask.
Yeah, I have been in real estate for 2 years now. So October actually was my 2 year mark of this year.
Holy cow. I knew that,
I
but
know.
our audience knew that. How the heck are you putting up such big numbers? Because there's a lot of people out there that's been in the business 15, 20, 30 years that aren't putting the kind of numbers that you're putting up there. Did you just start and everything was on fire, or was it just a slow progression?
Um, a little bit of both, I guess. So I've closed year to date so far. I've closed 21 deals. I have another closing next week, which should be my final for the year. Um, so before real estate, I was a dental hygienist and I kind of did both for my first year, which made it kind of go slower, but I like the way that I came into real estate. I took the time, I was technically a licensed agent, but I took the time to do all the training. My brokerage offers a like magnificent mentorship program, and I went through all 12 weeks of that before I even tried to get a lead. Like I really set my systems up, know what I knew what I wanted, and kind of built from there. Just because I was still working 3 days a week as a dental hygienist, and I also have 3 kids. So I really had to kind of like strategically plan my time. And then once I got through mentorship, I just kind of hit the ground running. And my first year, I did 9 closings, and then this being my second year, which should be fingers crossed 22 closings.
That's awesome. Well, so real estate from dental hygienist to real estate. How did that happen? How have you always been? Have you always wanted to be a realtor? Have you always wanted to be a dental hygienist? How did this happen?
um No, real estate was not on my mind. It wasn't something I was like, I really want to do that. I really wanted to be home more with my kids and be able to like attend all their practices and games and school functions. And as a hygienist, I love that job. I love connecting with people, and getting to know them. But it's not very flexible because you have patients scheduled. You go to the dentist and you schedule that 6 months out to come back for your next cleaning. So when I needed to take off, it was harder. And so my main goal was something that was more flexible for my family. I kind of stumbled on to like real estate, and it really fit just a lot of my check marks. Like I still got to connect with people and get to know people and like build these relationships, which is what I loved out of hygiene, but still getting to be like my own boss and make my own schedule to a degree. But so that's kind of how I landed there. Was I just like getting to know people. I like talking to people. It's fun. And it gave me that flexibility that I was really looking forward to. And I was very nervous going into it. I didn't know if it was going to work for me. I also came in at the end of 2023, which was not a very good market to begin with. So everyone told me I was crazy going in real estate at this time. But I did it, and it's working, and I love it more than I thought I would, which is amazing.
Well, I can tell you this: with the number of closings you have, you've definitely replaced your income from the dental hygienist, and that because that's also a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Be able
Hmm.
to replace the existing income that you have. You're a mother of three, so you have to bring that money in. So
Hmm.
let's talk about you say something. I left so that I could have more freedom and stuff like. What I find is people in real estate work a lot of hours. You just work
Yeah.
different hours. Is that correct?
Yeah. So you do. You work a lot of hours. I mean, if I probably like had a time card that I was punching, I'm sure I probably technically work more hours than I did as a dental hygienist. but they're flexible, or like I don't have to be somewhere between 9 and 5. So that was a
Right.
biggie for me. I can work while I'm on the couch with the kids, like watching, TV. I can work at their soccer games.
Yep.
I do things at different times to kind of make it all work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're glad you're in real estate. You're killing it out there, lady. So, what's the secret to your success? How are you getting all your leads?
So I do get the majority of my leads. I partner with Zillow. I am a Zillow Premier Agent. One of the top, I don't remember what they call it. The top Zillow agents or something. You get a little badge, and
Yeah.
but for me, that strategy worked because of me having the job prior, the 3 kids. A lot of the lead gen activities, you pay one way or the other. You pay with your time for a lot of the lead gen strategies, or you can pay online leads with cash. And I didn't have a lot of excess time, but I could invest some money into my business, and that's the route I chose to go with it. It's like any other lead gen strategy. I feel like you just got to kind of get in there, figure it out, and learn how to convert the leads. And once you get that kind of secret sauce figured out, no matter what lead gen strategy you decide to go with, you can really be very successful.
How long have you been on the Zillow Premier?
I think I started that in May of 2024.
Okay. So,
So like
a
year
year
and
and
a
a
half.
half?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a secret sauce. A lot of people get into the business and they don't know what to do and they don't know about buying leads. Did someone educate you on doing this, your brokerage or anything, or is this something you just took upon yourself to do on your own?
Um, no, my brokerage definitely was the starting point. I'm with Realty One Group Emerald Coast, and they have I think all of Realty One Group follows the same mentorship program. But my broker specifically is, I'm sure they're all very great, but I can only speak to mine. But she is they're very in it. She's all about education and helping us just learn and grow. So we also follow in my brokerage, big fans of Neil Mathwig. He's the Agent
Hmm.
Rise guy. Um, Most of my business is around his platform. He talks about the 3 pillars. So you want like 3 lead gen pillars. He kind of equates it to like a stool. Like if you only had 1 or 2 legs on a stool, you wouldn't be very sturdy. So having 3 gives you that support. And one of the pillars is the chase pillar, and that's where the online leads fall under. There's a lot of other options if online leads isn't your thing, but that's kind of where that started, and I just have had good success in doing that. So
That's awesome. Let me ask you, because you're right now with getting a lot of leads from Zillow, you're mostly a buyer's agent. You've had a couple of listings. But
mhm.
what's the one mistake buyers are making right now that you see out there?
um I th- I
Expectations,
don't
things like
know.
that?
Like I would probably, yeah, expectations. So I guess that would be a good way to put it. Did they they think, one, we kind of had that artificial market of 2022 where they had
Yeah.
that you could get a lot of bang for your buck in that market. Unfortunately, we're no longer in that market, and therefore we got to kind of lower our expectations, but not only just like lower them, but think about the buying process as you don't need to be the home buying journey, or I shouldn't say home buying journey, the home ownership journey is a ladder, right?
Mhm.
Like you don't need to jump to the top and have the biggest house, the nicest house, all the bells and whistles. Like you just, if you're especially a first time home buyer, like you need to just get on that ladder. Once you get on that ladder and you start building the equity, you can get in 5 years, sell, get that bigger house. So, um, I would say that's probably the one of the biggest kind of mistakes that buyers are making right now, is just thinking they can get what they could get in 2022, which is not really the case at this anymore.
What are you seeing out in your market? Because every market across the United States is a little bit different. Are listings
Hmm.
sitting, or are they flying off the shelf? Is it are are there more listings than there are buyers? What's going on out there in your market?
Yeah, so our average days on market is hovers right around 90, which is
Yeah,
not
that's what I'm
terrible. Um,
saying.
we are a very heavy military community, so we do get a lot of movement. The market here is always moving because of our military members coming in and out. Um, but there's still, I think, a little bit, we're not in a full buyer's market, but we're kind of leaning that way.
Right.
So, buyers have a lot of choices right now. If I get a new buyer, it is not uncommon for them to send me somewhere around 10 houses, and they all kind of match what they're looking for. And so
Are
it's a
you,
lot of
are
houses to
you
look
able to
through.
you getting a lot of seller concessions out there in this market, or what are you seeing out there from the sellers?
Um, yeah, I would say so. I'm trying to think if I think the majority of my last couple closings have had seller concessions on them. So I think to kind of, sweeten the pot, or buyers are asking for it so they could buy their rates down so they can afford the house. There's a lot of different reasons that they're asking for them, but we're definitely seeing more seller concessions being offered.
So being a realtor for 2 years, Chelsea, what do you enjoy most about being a realtor?
I think it's really fun. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's stressful. Like, don't get me wrong. It is stressful, but if you if you have a good support team and you take the time to do the education and you learn your contracts, like that's the biggest thing. Like, know your contracts, know what's in there. Um, it makes it less stressful. Like, I'm very lucky that I have a brokerage where I can call, or we have like a Facebook group where if I'm like stuck on something, I can ask somebody a question. They're going to be able to answer that for me, which is extremely helpful as a newer agent. Honestly, probably for all agents, because as I'm learning, like, you're going to learn something new in every single transaction you do for the rest of your life in real estate. But
Oh,
it's
it's always turning. Yeah.
yeah, there's something new. Every transaction is different, but it's fun. Like, I look forward to that kind of stuff. I look forward to getting to know people. Going to events is part of technically like our job as a realtor. Is like, you want to meet people, know people, so that they trust you, and then they'll use you as their realtor. So it's fun. I think it's fun. Most days it's fun.
Well, you have such a bubbly personality. I'm like a moth to a light. Yeah, people
Thank
tend to
you.
gravitate towards me. Absolutely. So, what do you like least about being a realtor? There has to be something you don't like.
Mm, the thing I like least about the realtor. That is a hard question, David. I would for me, I would say probably just the inconsistency of our profession. Like, because I am like 100% in agent. Like, if you're my client, I'm going to do anything and everything that I can for you. I'm going to go to bat for you. Like, and not all agents are created the same. And so when like we're working on deadlines, or all real estate professions, I guess I should say, like, or professionals, we're trying to get to a deadline or not miss a deadline, and you got to wait on somebody else in order to make that happen. And it's little things that, like, they know that you're going to need, but they don't provide it. And that kind of stuff is probably my least favorite. If you ask my husband, he'd probably say that's my least favorite, because I complain to him about it when it happens.
Well, with your 2 year history, what's the craziest deal you've ever closed? I'm sure there's one. I'm sure there's probably a couple. Is there a crazy deal that
Oh,
you closed that you can think of? And how did you
a,
pull it off?
a crazy deal. Okay, well, so I think this is just crazy because of the circumstances it was under. But I'm here in the panhandle of Florida, and last winter we got 10 inches of snow, which is unheard
In
of
the
ever
no,
happening. Yes, I had 10 inches in my backyard. Okay. It was very fun. It was very cool, except for the week, like, I think that happened on like the weekend or like a Monday, and I had a closing on Friday of the like there was still snow on the house when we closed this deal. And My buyers were coming from California, and the title agency we were using was closed, of course, because this if it ices, even there's a
snow
little bit
day.
of ice, Florida closes down. Okay, we don't know how to function. We're like a fish out of water when it gets cold here. But they closed, and nobody was like checking emails from home or answering their phones from home or anything, and my buyers were had to wire funds from their bank because it's only in California. There is no bank here in Florida, and they had to wire the funds in person due to the large amount that they were wiring. And they're like, "We don't know how much to wire." And I'm like, me either. Like that's what the title company is for. Um, so after some investigation work, and I found some extra phone numbers, I was able to get a hold of somebody from the title company and get them that number, and we still closed on time. So
That is crazy. Well,
yeah, that
so
was a fun one.
when's the last time it snowed in Florida other than last year? It had to be 10 or 15. It doesn't snow in Florida.
No, it doesn't really snow in Florida. I think the last time before that was like 20 years ago, and I think it was only like a couple of inches. This was like crazy. Like it lasted like 3 days. Everything was shut down because we don't even have snow plows here. Like we can't.
No. You don't, why would you invest in snowplows? It doesn't snow in Florida.
No, and it doesn't. I think they use some type of large equipment to like kind of plow the highway, the main highway in the towns, but all the other roads were not. You were stuck. You could not go anywhere.
So what do you think? As we sit here, it's December 11th, 2025. We're entering 2026. What do you think
Yeah.
real estate is heading in the next 12 months? What's your thoughts on that?
Mm. So, I think 2026 is going to be a good year. We are going back to a pre-COVID market. So that is what all the experts are saying, and it's gonna be a good market, and we're gonna go back to our normal like spring and summertime sales seasons. It's not gonna be so kind of all over the place.
Well, it's been slower. The boom was
Hmm.
from 2020 to 2022, and from 2022 into 2022, really 23 to 2025. It's been some down years, but they're expecting
Yeah,
a big, with rates coming down, affordability. There's more houses on the market now, so there's a lot of good things that's coming down the pipeline. Well,
there
Chelsey,
is.
I could sit here and talk to you all day long, and we're definitely going to do another podcast. But what do we not talk about that we should have talked about? Is there anything you can think of?
Um, I think I have like a couple tips if people are looking to get into real estate that I think really help kind of shift your mindset and can make you a successful like real estate agent. One tip that I got early on that I've really stuck with is real estate is a business of relationships. And if you make those relationships like your lifestyle, you will be very successful. So you don't necessarily have to go all these extra things that you wouldn't normally do, but like go volunteer at your kids' school. Like go to your kids' soccer games and talk to the other people. Don't just sit there on your phone. Volunteer at places that make you happy. If you love animals, go volunteer at animal welfare groups. If you want to help the veterans, go volunteer there. Just anywhere where you can like meet people and have fun is how you're going to build a genuine business and get repeat clients. That and consistency. Nobody can trust you if they don't see that you're consistent.
Well, Chelsea, if the people want to find you and looking for real estate in Florida, and I know they do, how they get hold of you? What's a good way to reach you?
You can always call or text me. My number is 850-525-1504. I'm on social media, Instagram and Facebook, Chelsey with a Y, and then last name is Meredith.
And if you're watching this live, folks, you saw that go across the lower thirds. I know this. If I'm looking for real estate in the Milton, Florida area or in the Panhandle, there's only one lady I'm calling. That's Chelsey Meredith. Well, Chelsey, thanks for being with us today. I'm David. I'm with the Mortgage Edge podcast. Bye, guys.
Bye.